Peace, peace, peace. What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. Goatee Kickstory podcast. We back. We were gone for a week, but we are back with an Instagram live special one. And this one was years in the making. I mean, I would say a year in the making, right? Got our dude Hop from Retro Talk Forum. Bobby's going to be a little late. Bobby might be a couple of minutes, close to 5 minutes late. All good. I'm going to hold down the fort. I'm going to send some invites right now. Before I do that, I want to say thank you guys for tuning into season 3. This episode 35, this latest one, special episode, is the premiere of our new studio. So super excited how that's going. Bobby, caught me under the radar a little bit, caught me by surprise, I should say, with that Clyde Puma. Shout out to you, Walt Clyde Frazier, New York legend. Definitely wanted to give you some flowers on this episode while premiering our new studio. Once again, shout out to Top Rocker Tattoo Studios for being a great partner and opening their space to us. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for always supporting. Let's get rolling. Let me now send some invites out. I'm going to send it to Hop. I'm going to send it to you, Bobby Kicks. Bobby Kicks, I know you're going to be a little late or good, but you'll have the invite. Hop, I'm going to send it to you right now, brother. All right, let's see where we at. All right. Where we are. Right now. Okay, cool. Yes, sir. Hop.
Yo,
Peace, brother.
what's cracking?
What's goody, man?
Good.
Hey,
How do I
hey,
sound?
good. You sound good. Can you hear me? All
Yeah.
right, cool. Hop. I just told the audience this is like a year in the making. This is a special one because what you bring to the sneaker culture, what you and Black are doing, Retro Talk Forum, it was only right, man. So thank you.
I appreciate the invite, man. Like you said, it's been a long time coming, man. We've been kind of shouting, seeing each other
Right,
in passing. You
right,
know what I'm saying? So no,
right.
I appreciate the invite, brother.
Yes, sir.
For real.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Bobby Kicks. I just saw that Bobby Kicks joined. So Bobby, I'm gonna bring you on. I invited you, Bobby, but I'm gonna do another invite one more time. See what we looking like. Cool. Hot. Just commenting off the background, man. That 1994 retro card, man. That was Jordan retro card. I like that you blowing that up. That's
No,
dope.
that's actually that's actually where the retro card came from. It's a poster. That's a Nike poster. Hold on one second.
Oh, that's a Nike post. Wait, but isn't that the Nike box from 1994? The
That's where
box?
they got it from.
Nice. Flyer.
That's that's
Fire.
that's what they got it
Love
from. Hold on one
that.
second. Let me see
Love
real quick.
that. That's a
Okay.
dope poster. Yeah, that's the box. Yup.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's actually a poster
Oh, that's
from. I
fire.
got that poster from Nike Town, Atlanta.
Nike.
And
Are you from the A?
no, I'm
No,
from Alabama, but
Alabama. Right
just a
next to each
quick.
other.
I don't know if a
Yeah, I
lot of
remember
people
that poster.
remember
That's
the
an
space
88
poster,
poster. Yup.
but just like a little. That's a Nike poster as
Yup.
well. Came from
Yup.
1998. Uh,
Yup.
and then the breads,
Yup.
and then
Damn, I remember
one
these posters.
one more that
Yup.
high five. All these are Nike posters, pretty much.
Yup.
You know what I mean? So that's just a quick little,
Fire.
just something from my childhood that
Yup.
I had, and I actually got some more posters, man. That's kind of like too. I have to get some frames for them, if you will.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some kind of like, I got the original Air Jordan Flight Club poster
Right.
with Mike back in the day, and like part of that's ripped out because I had all this stuff on my wall when I was a kid. You probably couldn't tell, but they got little pinholes in them on the corners and stuff, man.
Yup.
Yeah, so
Classic. Super classic. Super classic. Hold on. Bobby's gonna be.
appreciate it.
I just accepted you, Bobby. Let's see you coming through. Yeah, I remember that space poster, man. I was a little kid, man. I remember when I was a little
Yeah,
kid with that. Yes, sir.
yeah,
Bobby
that's
Kicks.
one of my favorite posters because I like how they took like the background and he got the moon in his hand.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, definitely. I'm a. We'll get into that in a minute, but I'm a big Jordan, Chicago Bulls
Yep.
type of guy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. Bobby Kicks was good.
What is up, guys? Happy Sunday. How you doing, Pop Hop?
what's going on, man? Just chilling, man. Just chilling, man.
I'm loving those posters. I heard a little bit behind the scenes about those posters back there. Super cool. That
Yeah.
space
Appreciate it.
one, I have the actual card. I have the card that has that same image.
Yeah,
That basketball
Ah.
card that has that same image. So yeah, I remember that.
yeah,
Yep. It's like
yeah.
an like a drawing. Yeah.
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 Well, actually, I don't know if you want to say this. That's like, you know, how you can take a sticker on your iPhone and put it somewhere. You could take an
Yeah.
image and
It's
stick it.
like it's like Photoshop.
Sort of, kind of, yeah, because that's not really a drawing. That's actually
Right.
him, and the
Oh,
background is like a
okay.
horizon.
Right.
The background is like a horizon. He just got the moon in his
Moon.
hand.
So what
Right.
I
He's trying to.
have then is an illustrated version of that pose, that same pose. It's I'll bring it out actually. I have it actually like
Yeah,
right down right
because
there. But
all
yeah, man, I don't want to delay, man.
no,
Yeah.
you
Yep,
good. Like all of these are like original posters from the '90s, the early '90s,
love it,
from
love
my
it,
childhood, if
love
you
it.
will.
By the way,
Right.
awesome hat, man. I love that logo that you guys have. It's very up my
Fire.
alley when it comes to like that 80s style,
Retro.
like
Yeah,
gradient. So that's really cool design.
yeah.
Who designed that by chance?
Shout out to Beer Jedi, man. It's a guy we used to. They had a podcast, Talking Kicks. Cadillac Jackson, he's on the show with us now
Yeah.
most of the time.
Cool,
But Talking Kicks, they had a podcast, and one of the guys, he's kind of like a graphic designer. And when me and Black
nice,
started doing Retro Talk, he came up with this logo and just pretty much threw it to us. So man, shout out to Beer Jedi, man, because he looked out for us on that one.
Shout
very
out.
cool,
Shout out.
very
He did
very
his
cool.
thing. Bobby, I'm curious, before we go into Hop's deep kickstery, right? I'm real curious about how you and Black got together, Retro Talk. I just wanted to hear a little bit more about Retro Talk specifically in general, man, if you don't mind.
No
100%.
problem.
Yep.
No problem. Now, Black, that's that's my brother. So I was talking to Bobby Kicks earlier, man, and when we did the call, and like I told Bobby, I have a love hate relationship with sneakers. It's one of those things, coming from my background, and I'm an old guy, if you will. So I came up from when you could come in and buy a shoe off the shelf with no problem. 3 or 4 months later.
Right,
So, long story short, I had a lot of doubles in my collection. I used to be a retail store manager, so I kind of started getting rid of shoes that I really wasn't wearing anymore. That's kind of like how I met Black. He's not too far from me, so we linked up and met, and I sold him a pair of shoes that I had, and we just kind of like kept in touch. And not too long after that, where I'm at, they had a small little sneaker show type deal, and me and him kind of went together. He got a table and he brought his collection down here. And when I saw his collection, I was like, okay, yeah, Black is
yeah,
the real deal. That's
Nice.
like Black is the real deal for real.
yeah,
That's my brother. Sneaker historian for real. Um,
yeah.
I can't say that I've seen him not know the name of a shoe yet. And I'm being
Yeah.
like
Right.
for real. I'm not being, I'm not just saying that because that's my partner, but I'll see somebody will say something like, "What kind of shoe is this?" And he'll just pop off with it. He's like, "Yeah, that's such and such shoe. That's such and such." So
That's awesome.
um, when I met him, I was pretty much Jordan everything. Um,
Yeah. The GOAT.
clothes, shoes. So like I
What
said,
year? Hop, what year is this? What
Yeah.
what year Jordan is this? What year is this?
oh, I'm bad with years, bro. I've been knowing Black for probably at least about 10, 11 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
About 10 or
Okay.
11 years. So that's kind
Okay.
of like, and it was probably before that, probably around like 12 or 13, because I was still working I think I was still working at Foot Locker around that time.
Okay.
So, um, when I saw his collection, like I said, he's kind of like saw what I had, and I saw what he had, and man, it was just like a bond. We just kept in touch. We just would conversate, and then we just started becoming real good friends. And he actually had mentioned a while ago, about doing a podcast. And I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really went up on the YouTube social media podcast thing. So I kind of like started watching people, and then we just kept talking about doing it, and then we just kind of like started doing it, man. It just started off a whim, and thanks to the podcast, I met a lot of good people, a lot of guests that we've had on, a lot of OG collectors, because that's kind of like, but our podcast is kind of like more. It's not exactly about shoes. We talk about stuff that we did in the '90s in our childhood. Collecting baseball cards,
Yep.
memorabilia, music. Um, we've even talked about like TV shows, movies, things of that nature. So we don't try to really just be one dimensional, even though lately it's kind of like being a lot about shoes. But we've had situations where we come on, we might see somebody do a list or something like a top 10 list of you know top '80s, '90s R&B groups or rap,
Ha.
hip hop albums, stuff like that, and we'll kind of like critique it ourselves and give our opinion, if you
Word.
will. So that's kind of like, in a nutshell, that's kind of like how we met. And yeah, that's my partner, man. Black, good. He's a good dude. Like I said, real sneaker historian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows a lot about um a lot of shoes. You know what I mean? A lot of shoes. So yeah,
He
I tell him all the
actually
time. I
educated
just
us.
go
I was
ahead,
going to
say
say
what?
he accidentally or actually educated us on the what is it, the graphite. Remember when we were
Yeah,
talking about
Yeah.
carbon fiber and the Reebok? He's
Yep.
like, oh,
yeah, the
that's
Reebok. Yeah,
graphite. I was like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. So
Yep.
he has a lot of deep knowledge into those specific details. So yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
yeah. Black. I think at one point he wanted to be like a shoe designer, so he would draw shoes and stuff like that.
Wow.
He knows a lot about the materials and all that
Yep.
stuff. Me, I just wanted to look fresh. So you know what I'm saying. I'm just buying the shoe. I always say I'm the hype beast of side of Retro Talk Point. We like the yin and the yang. You know what I
There
mean?
you go.
He's the OG sneaker historian type guy, and I'm
Right.
kind of like the hype. I call myself a hype beast, but I know a little something myself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I know a little
Right.
something myself. I've been in the game for a minute, so
Mhm.
so yeah.
Dope.
That's in a nutshell. That's kind of like pretty much how we met and how the page, you know, came about.
Yep.
And yeah, I love what we do, man. I
Yeah.
love what we do, man. It's a
Dope.
blessing.
Dope.
It's an awesome combination, man. Like you said, like you have one side. I think in a way we're kind of like similar in that way. I'm a very big vintage enthusiast. There's not a lot of things that I know about. Everything. All things. Vintage, but I love it. I love the whole era. I love the experience back in the day, 80s and 90s, the music, the fashion, the food, the television shows,
Right.
the toys, everything when it comes to like the past, I'm really big into that. And I know he's all about the fashion. He's a very, fashion forward type of dude. And, I think we complement that, each other very well in that same
Yeah.
capacity, so
I,
that's cool.
I feel we're all in our 40s plus, right?
Yeah,
So we all can go down memory lane of what you guys, everyone, what we're talking about. And we're lucky, like we're fortunate. Like if we were born in 2003 or 2020, you never saw Jordan,
yeah,
right? Your mindset is LeBron, not even Kobe, right? So we're lucky to see the introduction. My earliest memory of Jordan is 87. I'm 6 years old. So I remember Jordan 87. But I was too young to the concept of basketball, right? Only a couple of years later. But we were in a period of the 80s and 90s where it created the culture. Like
yeah,
we're from the creation of the culture, from pop culture to sneaker culture. I mean, we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate.
yeah. I mean, I'm a I'm a little more seasoned. I ain't gonna say old, a little more seasoned, if you
Right, right,
will.
right.
So my childhood was mainly like in the
Right,
'80s, and '90s was like my high school years. So yeah,
right.
man, you seen a lot. Man, it's a lot
A lot.
from, like you said,
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
from
lot.
sports. Because back then, it's kind of like different than how it is now when it comes to the sneakers and
Right.
things of that nature. You had a lot more variety,
Right.
a lot more stuff to choose from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, you could walk in the store and pick a shoe up 4 months after it
after
came
release.
out. Yeah,
Right, right. Go ahead, Bobby.
yeah,
I was gonna say what's interesting about the air, like growing up in the '90s and seeing the '80s and so on, the technology changed dramatically.
right.
And for example, like today, we have technology at our fingertips, right? But we don't have the same access as we did back in the day. So there's like a trade-off. That's kind of interesting. Like back in the day, we didn't have the technology in our hands, but we could get access
Right,
to some of those kicks that released, like Jordan released, and then they do a restock, and you were able to go to the store and experience that whole thing to buy it or on a restock.
right,
Today you can't do that. You have to go through apps. You have to go through third sellers, third party sellers. There's so many different avenues to take, and we have technology in our hands. So it's like it's a weird trade off, and seeing that technology shift definitely transform like the way we interact with
right.
people, how the way we buy things, and the overall experience. Man, that's why I always love what we experienced in the '90s specifically, because I think the '90s was like an apex, man, of like fashion, shoes, sports,
Mm.
all these different things. I really think the '90s was it when it comes to that. So I always hold that dearly, and I'm always gonna nerd out about those memories back in the day too.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. That's
yeah.
facts.
Yep. But speaking, let's roll up our sleeves, hop. Let's go down memory lane, right? And we always like to start off with first love, right? What was that first love? What was that first sneaker that got you connected to sneaker culture and just and your experience with that?
Well, I've always kind of like been into shoes. Couldn't this is the typical thing. Your mom's pops didn't want to pay all that money for those shoes.
Right,
My my first, I can never really remember the name of the first shoe. Well, I would say the first Nike that I bought.
right,
Um, I had a pair of back in the day, they LA Gear, but they look more like the Reebok Club C's.
okay,
They was almost
okay,
about like the same thing. That was like one of my first memories of like a shoe that was somewhat fashion forward, if you will.
right,
But then my first pair of Nikes, because I remember as a kid, you wanted that Nike with the air on the back. You wanted
right,
that shoe with Nike Air. So
right,
the
right,
first pair of Nikes that I had got was a runner shoe. And I never really remembered the name of this shoe until I saw about a week ago
a
In
week
Style
ago.
Shoes. Well, yeah, In Style Shoes, 1999. Shout out to him. We just had him on the show
Salute in style.
last
Yeah.
Let's
week.
go, brother.
Um, he posted, he'll post his post, take you through the archives, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he had the shoe on his post, and I said, man, that's the first shoe I had. I never remember the name of it, but it was the Nike Air Windrunner.
Ooh.
It didn't have the air. You couldn't see the air bubble, but it had the Nike Air on the back. So that was
Okay.
my first. That was my first. Um, that was my first memory of having a Nike Air shoe.
Right.
Okay.
Um,
What about your
the first,
first love? Yeah, your first love.
yeah,
That like, yeah,
that's what I was about to get to.
yeah.
So a couple years later, that was when I was in middle school. A couple years later, a guy walked into my church gym. He had on a pair of fire red threes, and I saw that shoe,
Ooh.
and that's what made me fall in love with Jordans. So I
Ooh.
saw the fire red threes, and this was kind of like when the threes was they was about to bring out the fours.
Right.
Mm.
So my first Jordan that I had, and that's what made me fall in love with the Jordans. You would see him play basketball. Of course, fell in love with the guy with the game,
Right.
and what he was doing in the game.
Yep.
But to see that shoe, which was totally different than what you would normally see,
Right.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people might not agree. This might be an unpopular opinion, but it is kind of sort of a debate. I think the Jordan 3 is more important than the Jordan 1 because
I agree. I
because
agree.
he was about I think he was about to leave the
Yep.
brand, but
Yes.
when they came with that other design, it kind
Yep.
of saved him from going.
Yep.
So seeing that
I
visible
agree.
air bubble. They took the swoosh off, which they took the swoosh off of the two, but they had the
Yeah.
wings. But just seeing that shoe with the elephant print, and the Nike Air on the back, the with the raised Nike Air on the back tab, air bubble. Man, that shoe was just like
And the Jumpman too.
just caught
First time we see the
me.
Jumpman.
Right.
Introduction.
It just caught me. So I was like, man, I got to get a pair of these. And then when they brought the fours out, I was like, oh yeah. So my first pair in '89 was the white and fire red fours.
Wow.
Some people call them the Mars Blackmans when they brought them out and had the Mars Black in the
Mars.
head, but that was my first shoe, and ever since then I was like, it was over. That's what I wanted. Anybody asked me, my folks asked me what you want for Christmas. I want a pair of
That's
Jordans. They
right.
asked me what I want for my birthday. Hey, I want a pair of Jordans.
Right.
What you want back in school? I want a pair of shoes. So it was
Right.
about shoes from then on, and I just been hooked ever since.
Did
Right.
do you have that shoe in your collection, vintage or retro? That Fire Red
No,
3?
man, all those OGs that I had, I hooped in them. I
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
played ball in them. Back then, if you had a pair of Jordans, you was wearing them to PE.
Yep.
You was wearing
Yep.
them. If you was hooping outside in them, and then you would take them back. You would take them back in the house and clean them up. I had, shoe cleaner. I was in the bathroom scrubbing my shoes
Yep.
with shoe cleaner. Stayed
Yep.
with some shoe cleaner on deck. So
Yeah.
um,
Did you
that
have
was my first love. The three. Never was able to get the
right?
three. So the four,
The
it
four.
holds a special place in my heart. Yeah.
Right.
But you have those in your collection now, right?
Oh,
Retros, at least.
oh yeah, of course, of
Okay, good.
course.
100%.
Yeah,
Good. Okay, cool.
Do
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Uh,
Anything in so threes, fours, fives, and sixes are my favorite silhouette
Got
out of
right.
all of
it.
them.
All right.
You know what I
Interesting.
mean?
Classics.
Yeah, three.
Super.
Yeah,
Did
you
you
can't go
have
wrong with those.
Hop? Did you have the because and I mentioned this in previous lives. If you lived in that era, right, it was an energy around Jordan, right? You can't explain it. Regardless where in America you was when the fours came out, and it had Jordan Jumpman with Flight under it, and this is when Flight was like really really heavy. It was a type of energy, and the biggest compliment to that energy was the pieces, the t-shirts, the clothing that connected. Did you go to that length, to get the fits?
Um, when I was younger, I was just fortunate enough to get the shoes.
Yep.
So
Yep.
if I had like some blue and white shoes and I got a red shirt, I got to wear it with that red shirt.
That's right.
But now when I at later on when I started getting my own money, I was head to toe, Jordan down.
Yep.
But back then, like what you were saying about Jordan and holding like a special place, it was special. Really, anything where you could see that visible bubble on on a Nike,
Spec.
it was Jordan
Big
was like
deal.
up there, but if you still had something with the Nike
Right.
Air on it, or you could see that bubble, yeah,
Right.
man, you was breaking necks in school. You know what I
Right.
mean? And those were really the first sneaker battles, like my boy Black said.
Mm.
So yeah, you would wear stuff to just be fresh, and they'd be like, man, what kind of shoe? Because back then you wanted to be like the first or the second one or whatever with the fresh
Yes, sir.
kicks. You know what I mean? With the fresh kicks. Yeah.
It's
Did you have the
so
89?
crazy.
One
Yeah,
question,
go.
Bobby. Did you have the Flight
Sorry.
89s when the fours came out? Because that was like a little thing too.
No, I had the white and fire red fours, then I had the military blues.
Military blue.
Military blue fours.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, exactly like you said, Hop, about seeing that air bubble. Like that was mind-boggling. Like seeing that back in the day, like a shoe have like the paneling or a Velcro strap or
Right.
air bubble or big lettering or some type of like print to it. That was like top tier luxury
Right.
performance. That
Yeah.
just showed off like, man, you're
Right.
you're you're on top of it, and it was such a awesome feeling to have that on your feet, man, and just walking around with so confidently, man, back in the day. Like
Yeah.
it's just a unique feeling,
Yeah.
man.
You
Yeah,
could you could say it was somewhat of a status symbol, if you will. You
Oh
know what I
of
yeah.
mean?
course.
Like he got the Nikes on, he got the Nike Airs
Oh
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, they had other athletes, and Reeboks was good. If you had the Reebok pumps on, the
True.
Reebok pumps, yeah, you had something then. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And just different things like that, man. There was a different time back then.
You bring
100%.
up a good point too, because like you said, back in the day, other brands were heavy hitters as well too. Nike was top tier, but you had Reebok, you had British Knights back in the 90s. You had,
Right.
Asics was doing his thing too. You had Converse, here and there. But other brands were really bringing stuff to the table. It wasn't just Nike,
Yeah.
and that's what made it, in my opinion, very exciting. Like you
Right.
could definitely like you could rock like a Reebok, a windbreaker with some Reebok, high tops, and you still look good.
Yeah,
Obviously
Right.
you
yeah,
want Nike, but other brands were like bringing some really cool gear too, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. The clothing was next level as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, it was just one of those things, man. Like I said, the '90s was a different time. Like my bro Black, he has the literature that used to come with the shoes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Yep.
fabrics, and
Yep.
Yep.
they would have the whole outfits and all that stuff in there.
Right.
You
Yes.
know what I
Yes.
mean? So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I really would love it if they brought some of that stuff back as well.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm always curious because we're all three of us are from different areas of the country, right? East, west, south. We're all from. I'm always curious to see like what was the style in Alabama hop in the '90s? Like what was the brands, right? Because I'm from New York. Bobby's from Arizona. It was different influences. We had different access. So I'm always curious. Back in the '90s, your heyday, high school years. What was those brands? What was the styles outside of Jordans?
Well, of course, cross
Oh,
colors. We was rocking the
okay.
cross color. See, the South, I don't want to say we kind of did our own thing, but of course, a lot of the style comes from New York.
Right,
You know what I mean? If we're just being completely honest.
right.
But the styles back then was real colorful.
Yep.
Like we used to rock used,
Used by Ellie. Yes.
yeah, cross colors, Carl Kanai,
Nah.
and you had that was like really the first era of like the bootleg, if you will. But
Good
they
point.
had the fake cross
Yep.
colors, they had the fake Carl
Yep.
Kanai, um, you know, things like that. So that's kind of like what I was kind of on. I listened to a lot of even though I'm from the South, I did listen to a lot of New York East Coast hip hop. So I kind of like I ain't gonna say model my style, but if there was something like I could get, like I remember like Redman had um the Grant Hills on,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I remember he had like a hoodie, and it had like I don't know if you remember, they had the bill on with the
Of
hoodie.
course.
I
Of
made it
Oh
my
course.
wow.
point.
Okay.
I made it my point to find like I had a Fila outfit that was like that, and I had the Grant Hills on, but the Fila outfit was like it was like a rain jacket type deal. And when I
Dope.
tell you that summer gun was hot, like if you wore it in the summertime, it's almost like one of those sauna suits that you wear now that try to help you lose weight. But it had
Yep.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
bill on it, and I ain't gonna lie, I was fresh when I rocked it, but man, I was sweating like crazy in it. So
Yeah.
That's dope. That's
yeah,
dope.
so
Yeah. Fila
so
was
so in
awesome,
a, in a
man.
nutshell,
Yep.
I was gonna say in a nutshell, we kind of like I ain't gonna say we kind of modeled ourselves off of New York, because we was still rocking. We had the Air Force Ones down here,
Yep.
all the Nikes. We was rocking the Bo Jacksons. We was rocking the Agassiz. You know what I'm saying? The Emmett Smiths,
Yep.
David Robinsons.
Yep.
Just things like that. Just things like that.
Mm-hmm. What you gonna say, Bobby?
So we was country, but we was still fresh.
Love that. Love that.
100%.
Love
No, I
that.
was I was gonna highlight Fila because that's another brand back in the '90s, man. Like having Fila was like again top tier. Like all their patterns that they had on their track suits, on their hats, on their gear, it just looks so nice, man. Like it's kind of sad that Fila kind of went down, but I know they try to do like a capsule piece recently and trying to revive some of those pieces
Right.
recently.
Yeah.
I know Grant Hill, they're promoting Grant Hill again with his shoe line. I think they gave him a lifetime contract now. If I'm not mistaken, I think they gave him the lifetime
Mm.
contract with Fila, so they're trying to revive
Deserved.
his line. So yeah, of course, man. That was an
Right.
awesome shoe, man.
Word.
Yeah.
Stackhouses, the Grant Hill 1, the Grant Hill 2. Yeah, those are cool.
Mashburn. Mashburn.
Yeah.
Mashburn, Jamal Mashburn. Yep.
In Brooklyn, we had these felines that we wore. A lot of the drug dealers wore them. Low top. They were tennis shoes, but they were all cream. All cream. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. I,
Right.
I, I
That.
know that it's the F something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the F13 because I think they had a low top and a high top
It was
version
like a
of it. I don't know.
walking
Yeah.
shoe, wasn't it? It was like a walking shoe, right? Very casual,
Very
very walking
casual.
shoe, very
Very
simple.
I think
Yeah.
that
casual. Yeah. That was.
was more like modeled after like a tennis shoe. I
Yeah.
think it was
Yep.
more like a tennis
100%.
shoe,
100%.
like an actual tennis shoe. But I actually, in 10th grade, I think it was 10th grade. I can't. It's the FX something. They look like the Air Force Ones. I had a pair of
Oh
those.
yeah, yeah,
I used to
yeah.
rock
With the
those. They had the
strap.
strap.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I saw a
Yeah.
picture
yeah,
recently. I
Oh
saw a
yeah, yeah,
picture
yeah,
recently with
yeah.
a strap, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of looks like the Vandals too, almost a little bit of the Vandals Air Force
yeah,
One highs. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Very cool.
The
Yeah,
classic color was the white with the all black bottoms and the
yeah.
black strap.
Yeah, I
That was the
couldn't
color.
find the white and black one, so I had to get the white and red ones.
Yeah,
It was one of my classmates. He had the white and black pair. But
yep, yep,
yeah, we
for
had
sure.
those back in the day. I would love to see that shoe come back in a proper retro with some
Agreed.
good materials.
Good materials.
yeah.
Good
Yeah.
materials. Hop. Do you have any kicks with you close by that you could reference to go down memory lane with us?
Well, I could show you. So kind of like when you was talking about like the apparel to go with stuff later on when I started getting a little bread. So
Yeah.
so like you got the Aqua H right here.
It's
You know,
Classics.
you would get the jacket.
oh yeah.
Yep, yep,
Yep.
yep,
I
yep.
don't know if y'all remember like the
Oh,
shoe. It's got the shoe on there.
yep.
On
Is that the 2007 Aqua?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. See, it's got the OG on there.
Oh,
Yep.
okay,
Uh,
nice.
the 23 on the
Yep.
back. You
Yep.
know, you got the Chanel patch right
Yep.
there.
I remember that came out with the Aquas. Yep.
I
Yeah,
love that
With the retro.
carpeted logo is so awesome, man.
yeah,
Well,
that
the
yeah, the
retro,
Chanel patch is
those are retros from what year
Oh,
are those
oh
retros?
07.
'07. Yeah, because you can
Retro
kind of
07?
tell. Like,
Wow,
yeah,
they
they
look
kind of crack.
good.
I swear, I can't wear them no more. You can see they kind of crack,
Yep.
Wow,
paint
they look
cracking and stuff.
really
Good
good.
thing
Yeah,
about it. Good
appreciate.
thing about it. They coming back out. They coming back out this year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was gonna say. Yeah, yeah, okay, got it.
so like
Word.
something like that. Also, I got another kind of like jacket and t-shirt combo to go with. And these are the original
The cool
school grade
grays.
threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them repainted on the bottom.
Right.
Um,
Nice.
Right.
but they had same thing.
Oh
Got the
wow, I like
Oh,
that
jacket.
shirt.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
that's like this is kind of like
the card.
the literature that would come with the shoe, how it
Right.
would be broken down,
Word.
and it's got the description right there.
That's
But
dope.
yeah, it's and then I'll show you this real quick.
That's dope.
Inside the jacket is the
Oh,
color, the
Tinker
tree.
Sketch.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and
That's cool.
it's the
I never
same.
seen that before.
Yeah, the
Damn.
same color as the lifestyle. This is our lifestyle apparel. This is lifestyle apparel.
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
it's
Right.
like
That's
That's
that
dope.
was early
outdoor.
2000s, right?
Yeah, it's like mid two
Yeah.
thousands. Got the jump
Nice.
man on there. Yeah, this
Yep.
every time I rock this jacket, even now, people be like, "Man, where you get that jacket from?"
Those are cool. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Tinker
Have you
yeah,
Sketch.
noticed? Have you noticed that Jordan brand is starting to retro 2000s gear now? So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
they're gonna release that playground Michael Jordan shirt.
That was
Remember? Well, actually, that's an
that was
80s shirt, but
89. That was an
that's right.
89
That's right.
shirt.
That's right.
they they
That's
they,
right. But I've
they
noticed.
brought they
Yeah,
brought one they brought one out in 2005. This is
that's right.
2005. Yep.
2005.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, they had it in 2005, and now
Yep.
they're gonna retro it one
Yep.
more time. So, yeah. Oh yeah, that's such an
This is
awesome
it.
shirt, man.
This is
Wow,
it.
that's a beautiful shirt, man.
Yeah, this is.
Beautiful.
But
Yep.
the difference is on the back of the 2005 is just got the Stitch Jumpman logo,
Right.
but on the back of this one, it's got the wall from the
Which one?
playground.
Yeah, it's the
Wait,
whole
wait,
thing,
wait.
right?
Which one is that? Is that the one that's coming up? That's the one
This the new
2025?
one. This the 25
Wow.
right here.
Where'd you
So
get
they
it
did it
from?
really. They copied the OG
Yeah.
style because it's all around the shirt.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah,
over print.
but
Yeah.
actually, the OG style has this picture, has this on the front and the back.
Right.
Uh,
So it's got him on the back, whereas this one just
Right.
has like the
That's that.
wall.
Doesn't
But
the OG isn't the OG a little blue too?
they
Isn't it a
got
little blue?
they got one that's blue and then they got one that's red
Copy.
because I just saw where they showed the Fresh Prince of Bel Air where he had on the
Right.
original shirt and it
wow.
Right.
was red,
Right.
but I've also seen one that was blue. So
I saw a blue one.
um
Is it 2025 available now or
yeah
is it select areas? It's available
yeah
online?
yeah. Matter
Oh.
of fact, I just saw a notification last night where they had it on Hibbett's website. And
Oh.
really, all you gotta do is kind of like search it. But yeah, this is the 2025.
Man, I need
This is the
Fire.
new one.
that shirt. Need that shirt.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
That's
With
an
some
awesome
fours?
shirt.
Not,
Woo,
but
buddy.
it's expensive though.
I
It's
I
it's
know.
it's hitting you for 65 on the,
Well,
that's
that's
the retail.
retail. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
they're reselling too for like 100 now, right?
probably.
Probably. If
I haven't
it didn't
seen them.
sell out.
I think I got this shirt for like 35
Ah,
bucks
Yeah,
back in
look
the
at
day.
that,
that's
Bobby.
awesome.
$35 to $65.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tariffs.
yeah,
yeah. This one came out. That one came out in '05. So
that's a great
yeah,
Right.
those
pickup.
are. Um, let me show you. Show you this one real quick. I don't know if y'all remember this shirt. And I got this one to go with. This might be a shoe that this is one of my favorites right here. But this is
Oh
the
boy.
black and Carolina blue 14s.
Okay.
This was
Oh,
like a GR. You know what I mean? And so
2014,
no. This one came out in
07,
like
06,
let me
Wow.
make sure. Oh 06. Oh
6,
06.
Wow.
Yeah.
06.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, oh
06.
06. Yeah. But they need to bring this shoe back out. But I actually had got this shirt. I don't know.
Wow.
It's kind of like a bunch of different pictures
Right.
to make
Okay, it's
up.
like it's a mosaic. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Wow.
when you get
Right.
up close to it, it's like a bunch of different shoes that
That's
make up
different.
that one picture. And all these are actual Jordan shirts too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No bootlegs or anything like that. And see, back in the day, they used to come stitched.
Right.
Oh
I'm
wow.
saying like
That's a
the
good
jump man
point.
and stuff was
Right.
stitched.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, so that's kind of
That's
like I
kind of
said,
dope. That's
bring these
dope.
back out. They need to bring these back out.
That's
That's
dope.
crazy, man. Like it's neat to see that the 2000s are coming back. You know, like I've noticed that like a lot of the specifically Jordan brands bringing back their 2000 stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And
I wouldn't be surprised if they bring back a lot of that stuff that you like too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to bring the
I see
quality back.
UConn one. Sorry.
They need to bring the quality back
Yeah.
because back then the quality of the shirts was a little thicker, had more stitching on it. That like that '05 and 2025 shirt. The '05 shirt's a little thicker.
Right.
It's a little bit thicker, a little more durable.
Right.
Um, so just to show this one real quick, I don't. This one's kind of like the poster back there, but this is the
Oh wow.
flight
Oh, yeah, yeah,
flight
yeah, yeah,
club
Fight
yeah.
Club.
t-shirt.
Oh, that's
But
fire. Fire.
on the back, you see you got
Oh,
the
nice.
Jordan.
The middle
The,
panel.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So like if you see
Yeah.
up there how
Yeah.
it's
The
got
middle
the
panel.
1 through 9.
Right.
This is basically the same thing right here on the back.
Fire. Super
So
fire.
yeah,
How
Jordan.
many
Super tough.
Jordans do you have in your collection right now? How many Jordans do you have, like retros?
Man, I couldn't. I honestly, bro, I don't keep up with the count because I've had so many come and go
Yeah.
that I don't even. I'll tell you this: there was one point in time in my collection where I had not every Jordan colorway, but I had at least 3 or 4 colorways in 1 through 23.
Okay.
Tough.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you had up to 23 then. Okay,
Yeah,
got it, got it.
I had up to 23, and that's when kind of like the love hate thing started, where it was like, eh, I'm, we say we're done with shoes, but we're not really.
Yeah, yeah,
Nope.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Nope.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll be like, it's time to move on to something else. But is it really? Are you really?
Yeah, yeah.
It
Uh,
keeps the game keep on calling you. It keeps on
yeah,
calling you.
So
exactly.
you like the Wizards, Michael Jordan? You like some of that stuff that he came out with the
No,
Wizards?
not really.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I did have. I mean, I still got back there. Some of the. I have a pair of the original, the 16. Is it no, the 7, the 18,
Briefcase?
the
18.
18s,
18.
the 18
Mm.
with had the suede
Yeah, yeah,
brush.
yeah.
I
That,
got one of the
that was a
brushes
good
around
quality
here.
suede too. That was a
Yeah,
damn good quality suede.
came with the towel.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
That was a deep suede.
I got the brush right here.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
wow, that's
Yep.
cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dude,
they
like
come.
those details, man. Those details are awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, right, exactly. So another shoe, a lifestyle shoe that I got with the. I don't know if y'all remember the Chartreuse
Oh yeah, I
14s.
remember those. Yep.
I like
Yep,
Right.
I
that
remember those.
green. I like
You
that
see the
green.
polo?
Oh yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
see the
yeah,
polo to go with it?
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this was the polo that went with it. Um, long sleeve polo.
So
Um,
is
Mm-hmm.
this stuff
these
that you kept from the 2000s, or is this something that you got recently?
no, this is all stuff I bought originally from the 2000s,
Right.
the mid
Very cool.
2000s.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
and back then you had to go to like a lifestyle store to get this stuff. So I was having to drive over to New Orleans to get this stuff.
Wow.
Um,
I
yeah. So
think this is
yeah,
the first time. I think this is the first time for me to actually see like a bunch of 2000s pieces like this. I usually see like, way back, 80s and 90s, but 2000s is kind of rare, in my
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
opinion.
Well, like I said, this was when Jordan Brand started the lifestyle. They started bringing out
Yeah.
the lifestyle collection
Yep.
where it was, kind of like, people was wearing Jordans off the court. But this
Yep.
kind of like was
Yeah.
like really he really in my opinion got into like the fashion realm.
That's right. He
I
did.
mean he would always wear pieces because that's when they started making like the blue jeans, the denim.
Yep.
Uh, they had
Lifestyle. Heavy lifestyle.
right,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
had the burgundy Jordans to go with and they actually
Fives.
right, and so like they had I don't know if y'all remember this shirt like the
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I remember that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I have that
Yep.
shirt
this was
that
the
he was wearing in
Wheaties
that picture.
the Wheaties box. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I have
saying?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
grape.
they came out with a lifestyle grape back in like '06, '05,
Right.
'06. So this shirt
Right.
went with that, and it's got the stitch
I
Right.
like that.
Jumpman in it.
That's a nice,
Uh,
vibrant color.
yeah.
Right.
And then this was another one that I had got to go with the grapes because the grapes is my favorite. I don't know if you ever seen this. It's got the fives up here
Nice.
on the shoulder.
Oh,
Mm.
he's like up in the air.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then it's like it's got you all know Mr. Jordan, and then I don't know if you remember Spike Lee is like he teaches aeronautics. It's kind of like a nod to Spike Lee,
100%.
That's
the
cool.
Spike Lee
100%.
commercials. So
So
you
I'm
know,
sure you're excited for the grips coming out again, then, right?
oh yeah, that's my favorite fives of all
Yeah.
time. Um, I'll show you a couple more. You remember the pea pods? Pea
Yep.
pod
Oh,
eight.
those are great. I've never seen those before.
Yep. Peapods.
Got
Yep.
the shirt to go with them.
That's
Wow.
You know what, Hop? You know what, Hop, Bobby? I haven't seen many people that you. This is a solid era of Jordan. This is like
Yes,
a
Yeah,
early.
it
This is
is.
the early
You're right.
2000s.
Yeah.
So you really had a moment where you was copping.
yeah,
It may not be OG colors, but you was really
yeah,
copping.
yeah.
The
And
shirts,
this was
the
like they had
compliments.
good
Yeah,
It
materials.
looks like it.
yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
looks
That's
like
the
good quality
first.
stuff. Yeah.
That's the first I've
I don't
seen
know if
that
you remember it, got the laser print, and
laser
this is
print,
like
Wow.
that's all
laser print
stitched.
era.
That's all
Yeah,
stitched right there.
yeah.
So
I never seen
you
that
got
shirt.
the laser print, Peapod shirt. So yeah, this was stuff that I was just buying. Some people could say, "Hey, you being too matchy," but like Pop said, mushroom jacket, mushroom belt. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
That's so
2000s
cool,
Jordan
man.
era.
That's rare, man. That's rare.
Bobby, 2000s Jordan era is very underrated. Early
It is.
2000,
It is. It is.
it's very
So
underrated,
I
especially
believe
with
you. I believe
exclusive
you. Yeah.
colors.
oh,
If you think about
this was
1998 to 1999 into 2000s, like Cop was saying, Jordan was getting really heavy into lifestyle stuff,
Yeah, man.
and you could see it. And then it got really heavy in like 2004, 5,
Yeah,
6, 7, and all
man.
onward. So, and this
Yep.
is a good reflection of that. Yeah.
Underrated. Yep.
this right here was just a GR, but just like the quality on this one, it's like super thick, and this was like a Jordan Polo. So
Wow.
yeah, that's what kind of like I was real heavy into like Polo, Ralph Lauren
Right.
Polo. So when
Right.
Jordan Brand started making this stuff, it was like I ain't got to really go buy the Ralph Lauren no
Yeah.
more. I'm just gonna rock this, and this was what I would be rocking. You know what I mean, on like a business casual or
Right.
something
That
like that.
looked like that shirt looked like two things to me. It looked like it could be complement of the 2000 metallic fives or the black chrome eights, black eights.
That's
That
Oh
looks
yeah,
actually
that's
complement
right.
to the
That's
black
right.
chrome eights
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
around that time.
actually
Chrome.
You know what I mean?
that's actually what I
I like
got.
those. I like those eights because I saw that Kobe was wearing them. Yeah, there
I,
you
I,
go.
I knew it.
Classic
Yep.
box.
But
Yep.
I can't wear them anymore. But
Yeah.
these are the
That
original black and chrome
that
eights.
Oh
yep.
wow.
Yep. That shirt looked like it was around for that
Yeah,
release. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
exactly. The original black and
How many times did they retro those? How many times did they retro those?
I think just
Twice.
Twice.
one.
They
Well,
never did
Once?
it. They never did a second time.
I,
Hop. No.
I think this was the original, and I could be wrong, but I only recall them dropping this shoe like
One time.
one other time, which wasn't too long ago. It was a few years ago, I believe. but I could be wrong. I'm not really quite sure. But
Yeah, I'm not
yeah,
for
this
Those
is
shoes
this is
became really
the
popular.
face
The
box
shoes
here.
became really popular because Kobe wore them.
sure.
So when Kobe wore them,
Free
yeah,
agent,
it became really
free
popular.
agent
Yep.
Kobe,
Yep.
free agent
Free
Kobe, right?
Yeah,
agent Kobe.
exactly.
Great
So
time. And you know what? That Jordan face box, man, it has so many classics that retroed in that face box era, man.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Woo, buddy.
say, I think they're doing the face box for the new Rare Air
Yep.
threes
Really?
or fours.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. I saw that. Yep.
yeah,
Wait,
yep.
wait a
So
minute. The rare air. Which number is that?
they
They,
well,
they're
they
gonna have
just
a
dropped
three
the
and a four.
ones.
Right.
I think it's the threes. It's either the
Three.
threes or the fours. Yeah, but they just dropped the ones. I didn't. It's that's like a. I think that's a regular box, regular Jordan
Right.
one box. But
That's the
yeah, I
one I was
think.
thinking of.
2015. Chrome's 2015.
2015. Okay, Chrome's retro to 2015. Yeah, that's
Yep.
probably the one I was thinking
That
about
makes
too. Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
So they came out twice. The OG, which is the one you have, which is the first one,
Yeah.
and then the second one was the 2015. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Those
Yep.
those are cooked though.
That's dope. Hop, curious. What's your top five, man? And do you have them? Like, what's your top five ever silhouettes
Um,
ever?
ever silhouettes.
Yeah, top five all time
Um,
silhouettes.
well, Jordan 4 is one of them, and I'll show you these real quick. Just got just got these. These are my '89 white cements.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's eight. Wait,
No,
that's
not
OG.
89, 99.
99.
My
Okay.
bad,
Oh wow,
99.
99.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Wearable. Wearable.
I just got them. My partner just soul swapped them for me. But
Fire.
they're
Wow.
still DS. They're
Fire.
DS. Haven't ever been
Fire.
laced up.
I,
Haven't
li-
ever been
I
laced up.
like
Still.
that
Fire.
style too. The unlaced style is so
Oh
awesome. Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
But
Fire.
look at the shape is off the chain
I don't even
on them.
think. I don't even think this 2025 retro is going to compare to that shape.
No,
Uh.
not at
Uh.
all. But
Uh.
my boy hand painted that, and it looks
He hand
exactly like
painted that.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the line work is amazing, man. I got a guy, man, low key. He does amazing work.
That,
He stitched that's stitched. The toe box
yeah,
is stitched. So yeah, Jordan
buddy.
4,
Mm,
one of my
fire.
favorites of all
That's
time.
a nice
Right.
shoe. That's nice
Yeah,
quality. You
yeah,
can
man,
tell right away.
I love it. Um, I'll show this one right here. This is one of my favorites. Um, the ATL
Oh,
Trainer
Wow,
SCs.
SCs,
that suede is
yeah.
awesome.
With the peach,
Yeah,
the Georgia
yeah. This
peach.
is
Yeah.
the ATLs in '96 Olympics.
Yup.
Um,
Wow,
Yup.
that's a
3M.
nice suede.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, man, it's got the
wait.
real nice stuff.
That's 3M up
Yeah,
top?
that's
Ooh,
three. Yeah, all that's
that's
3M.
great
That's a
detail.
nice suede.
Great
I like that
detail.
color.
Great
All
It
that's
detail.
feels very
3M.
like Miami almost. It feels very Miami because it has those bright colors to it, but it looks nice. That suede looks awesome.
That's
Yeah.
fire. That's fire.
So that's number one. I mean number two. Grab
Okay,
these
so
right.
so Bobby, we got the fours, we got the air trainers. This is number one,
Okay.
two. Medicine
Okay.
balls, yes,
Medicine
sir.
ball. Yeah.
Do the
Yeah.
right
Those are
thing.
cool.
Do the right thing.
Yeah, medicine ball,
Yes,
the trainer threes.
I need that,
buddy.
man. I need that in my collection, man. I want that shoe. That's cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had
This,
Bobby. I had those. I had those as a little kid. My mother got me those, and my mother got me the Jackie Robinson jersey because "Do the Right Thing" was filmed in my neighborhood, Best Style.
Nice.
So I wanted to be like Spike.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
even tried to walk like
Yeah.
bow legged because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
um,
yeah,
Sure.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
see,
man.
Did you ask already what size do you wear, Pop?
11, size
I'm
11.
Okay.
my side. I'm 11,
So
11 and a
so
half.
you guys
Yeah.
are in the same size range.
Yeah,
Okay. Got it. Got it.
11, 11 and a half.
So
Dope.
um, let me see. Let me pull these out real quick. This is one of my favorite. I had these in high school. I was like the
All
second kid.
right, so that's three so far, Bobby. Medicine ball, so classic.
Yes.
Ooh, there you go,
Yes.
Bobby.
Yes.
The
I
Yeah,
had
man.
I
that
had
Yes, sir.
colorway. I sold mine. I had that colorway. Yep.
yeah, I
That's
Yes,
had
super
this
nice, man.
sir.
colorway. I had this colorway in high school. There was one kid that had these. He had
Billy
the Volts,
Horus.
and I
Yeah.
had these. So
You
it
guys
was
was
like
chilling.
yeah, it was like one of those you know how it is. Like I said, the competition type deals.
Right.
And
Word.
probably my last one is um
Do
it's got to be
you wear those commands? Do you wear those air commands?
yeah
You
yeah they
do?
won
Okay. Okay, because I asked because not a lot of people are like big into the highs, so
Oh no,
it's always hard
I
for them to
love a
kind of.
high top. I really wish they would bring back the. I don't have them handy, but probably my last one is the Flight 89s.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have those retro. Um, they over here somewhere. But the Flight 89 is my last out of the top
Oh
five.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, Flight 89. But I want the high tops to come back out. So
Wow.
hopefully they will bring those back out soon, pretty soon. Because I see they're dropping different colorways. I had
You know
recently
what?
got the white and black ones
Hop,
recently.
have you realized that so far the 2024 starting at 2024 they have tried to mimic the OG shape
Yeah,
of the other Air Flight 89s,
yeah,
right?
because
It started with the white and black one. Did you notice that?
that's the one I got. Because
Fire,
that's the
fire.
one I
They
got.
did a
Because if you
great
look
job
on
on
the
the shape.
box,
Great job.
if you look on the box, it says Flight 89 OG.
Right,
Yeah, it
right.
says OG on the box. So yeah,
I,
the
I
shape is a
love
lot
that they
different.
did that. Love that.
Yeah, because my brother he got the white and red ones.
Yep,
So
yep,
when I
yep.
saw the white and black ones, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the white and black ones.
100%.
I'm waiting on them to bring them black and gray ones out that they had back in the day. They had a black and gray pair.
And leather.
Um, I think Scholar he posted some on a different world where Dwayne
Yep,
Wayne was had the black and gray ones on. So
Oh,
I'm
yep,
waiting on
that's
those.
right.
I'd
Yeah,
love to
yeah,
see
yeah,
those
yeah.
come back.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, those are pretty much my top five.
Fire, fire list.
Honorable mention, which I could never get these back in the day, but honorable mention is these pumps.
Ooh,
The
the
first
Reeboks,
pumps.
huh?
First
Yeah,
pumps.
yeah.
Yes.
The ones with
First
the
pumps. Damn, Bobby, you see that?
yeah,
I, I just love those high tops, man. Like that will forever be like one
yeah,
of my favorite styles. Like that high
Fire.
yeah.
top like that.
It's something about a good high top,
Yes.
if you will. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
especially the ones back in the day, man. They were so plush, like the tongues. It was so bouncy. The cushion, the leather was awesome.
Yep.
yeah.
It was just an awesome quality back in the day, like a good old high top.
They had the
Word.
energy return system in it. I got to shout out my boy Black. This is his favorite right here.
Yes, air
Um,
pressure.
yeah,
Pressures. Yes, sir.
yeah.
That
And man, I caught these from Index Portland for 200
index.
bucks.
Oh
Two
wow.
hundred bucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
When was that?
And they was few years ago. They were
Okay.
still sealed up. I opened them up, but yeah, they came with everything. OGR.
Very, very
That's
cool.
Yeah.
And those are
fire.
your size, right? Because I
Oh yeah.
imagine like the box is extra bigger, right? Because I have the size 8.5, and they kind of run big. So okay, wow,
Yep. Yep.
that's good quality,
I
man. That's
love
like really good condition.
I love that they retro those to mimic OG shape and then included that. I
Yeah.
love that. Nike
That's
didn't skim. They didn't skim on
I,
that retro.
I was gonna say that's probably the best retro they've ever done
Agreed.
when it comes
I
to the
agree.
Yeah,
OG shape
I
and
agree.
exactly the OG spec. So in my opinion, that's probably like the best
you're
one.
right. It came with the instructions. It came with the pump. It came with the original packaging, the
Yeah.
tag, even the shoe trees. Actually, that's a new feature, but they came with the shoe trees. Yeah, I have all that too.
Yeah,
Yep.
it came with the orange shoe trees in there.
Yep.
The strap and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's a
Super rare.
dope package.
Super rare. Yep.
Cool. Cool. We're almost at that hour mark, guys. What I would love to do, Bobby, I don't know if you have any other questions, but I would love to do our still image hop. We always get a sneaker, right? I'm talking. I don't even know what I'm gonna get. Um,
I'm gonna pull out a classic because
Real
since we
quick,
were
hey,
talking
y'all,
about like those classics.
talking
I know
how?
y'all were talking about the pickups earlier. Well,
Oh yeah,
Bobby
that's
said
right.
something about pickups. What have y'all picked up lately?
Oh,
Lately,
I picked up. You know what? I'm about to show my latest pickup, and it's a classic. Bobby,
Okay,
you got something you want to show?
yeah, yeah. Let me go grab it.
Wait for Bobby. I just picked these up for the Lolo. For the Lolo. It's one of my favorite models. It's one of my favorite. I'll wait for Bobby to come through. But I love Spiridons, man. So OG color Spiridons. I just picked up the undefeated
what,
Spiridons. Like I
what,
love Spiridons, man.
what you think about
You
these?
know what? I need that in my life. How's the comfort? How's the comfort?
Awesome, man. These probably one of the best feeling.
I
Probably one of the
need
best
those.
feeling. I got those and
You got the white ones, white and orange. Yes, sir. You know
Ooh,
what? I
But
need
how are those?
this is more like a it's more like a light
it's a light,
gray. And you
light
see
gray.
that's got
Okay.
that three of yeah, they call it space gray.
Right. You know
Yeah, it's like a
what
space gray.
to do. Bobby knows I'm very much into Nike technologies, the new technology to have a React, a Zoom visible, and then React X. I mean, and then Zoom X on the bottom. I mean, Zoom X on the top, React Zoom in the middle, and then React X in the bottom. Oh, that's crazy. That's
These
crazy.
shoes feel like they give you some bounce. It's like
Gotta
Okay.
get those. Gotta get
yeah,
those.
I've never felt a shoe like this before,
Gotta get
and this is
those.
like this one right here is kind of like heavy into my rotation. This is like one of my by the door
Very,
shoes.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
it.
very
wore this one yet because I'm gonna save this one, you know, for like a I don't know. I gotta
I gotta get
this is
those.
gonna be like
That
yeah,
I gotta
but
get those.
they just
Fire.
dropped. I don't know if you've seen it. They just dropped the white
White
with the
ones.
vote
White
with
and
the vote.
neon, right?
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Did you see the
So
purple ones
are
for
they
women?
actual running
Sorry, Bobby.
shoes? Are they actual running shoes? Or are they
yeah.
just
They
more
are.
lifestyle?
No, they are actually
Supposed to be running.
run shoes. Now me, I'm gonna wear them for a lifestyle. I'm a fat boy, so I'm gonna wear them for a lifestyle. You know.
All right. What's your sneaker, Bobby? What's your latest pickup?
I was gonna show you something real quick. So look
Okay.
at this card.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got
Yep.
that card somewhere in my collection. I
Yeah.
got that card somewhere.
Yeah.
It's part of my sheet
Yeah.
here. But I have this one too, which is
Came out.
iconic.
I got that one, Bobby. Hell yeah, I remember that.
Hey, real
Yup.
quick, since since you showing that, like this is like some of like memorabilia that I
Yeah.
got. This was like the
Nice.
original newspaper when the Bulls hit 70 games.
Ah.
Dang.
Oh,
That's
in
It's got a
awesome.
Milwaukee. That's
picture.
That
fire.
is
It's got a picture from
awesome.
like every game. It's the front and back.
Wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
This is the original
crazy.
paper from
That's
Chicago.
Very
From
cool.
Chicago.
fire. That's fire.
I have my folder right here of all my Jordan cards and my magazines right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I since 1996.
86.
Well, technically since 1994, off and on, like collecting. But yeah.
Right.
So my latest pickup,
What's your latest pickup, Bobby?
which is you've already seen them, and no big deal because they were sitting on shelves, but I had to get them because they're iconic.
Yep.
Okay. Legend Blue or Columbia's.
Columbia's, right? Right.
Columbia's. This is
Yeah.
my latest because I love the silhouette and I had to, but come on now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Come
Those are
on
awesome,
now.
man.
That's you know what
Come on
that
now.
is definitely in my top five.
Come on
And
now.
I
Wow.
had it over here, but I just didn't grab it. But I got the cool blues. I'm waiting on the Have
Yep.
you seen the Baroque Browns?
Yep. That just came out. Yep.
Those are real
Love
good
training.
quality. I got them. I got
Yeah.
them over there somewhere.
Love
Real
trainers.
good quality.
Love
Yeah.
Are those
let's
OG colors?
heck yeah.
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 That's
Heck
an OG
yeah.
color?
Heck
That's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
nice, man.
Heck,
I've never seen that
heck,
before, man.
heck yeah,
That
it's
is really
OG.
cool. What year
These
are those?
and
What year
this
are
is
those?
2014.
Wow.
Both of these 2014. Yeah, both of these 2014. This is one of my favorites ever. All I'm missing is the purple one, the purple ones, and
That
I'll be
color
set. I mean,
is awesome.
yeah, man.
I bought two pair of those cool blues, and
Yeah,
I
man.
got one pair is a beater pair, and the other pair is
Yeah.
I still rock that one.
Can't can't
I keep that
can't. Come on,
one
man.
clean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
This is my Earl. This is 11, 12 years old for me, man. 11,
Those
12
are
years old for
nice.
me. Yep. All right, let's pick up a sneaker.
We're gonna do our screenshot.
Screenshot real quick.
Hold on. See, you gonna make me grab
So
something. Hold on. Give me one second. Give me
take
one
your
Take your
second.
time.
time.
Hold
Take
on.
You're
your
good. You're
time.
good. Quick review, guys. So the patent leather super thin. They wrinkle fast. The cushion is nice and the padding is nice, but the patent leather does wrinkle.
Yep.
And the icy blue is kind of cool. Ooh, there you go, medicine ball.
All right, we got it.
Got
Go,
him.
go.
So that was my quick
Yeah.
review for you guys for this.
I don't know if you guys seen these, but I picked these
Oh
up.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, those are cool. Yeah.
The
Okay.
SBs. Like I said, I'm the hype beast of Retro Talk.
Yep.
Wow, I've
Nigels.
never seen.
Nigels.
Oh, those
Yeah.
are cool. cool. Those
Yeah.
are cool. Yeah.
I love the interior 3M in those, man.
Yeah.
Brilliant job. Brilliant
Those look
job.
Yeah.
nice.
Brilliant job.
Yeah.
The suede looks
And I,
really
and I,
nice too. The suede.
Yeah. Oh,
I seen these.
are the Oregons. Oregon, right?
So
That's a 95 sole
Yep, with
with the
with
97
a
up.
97,
Oregon.
What is
Yeah, boy.
that? I've never seen that before. What is that called?
It just came
it
out
just
Air
came
Max Day.
out.
Air
Yeah.
Max Day.
So I don't know if you will be able to see it, but the bubbles glow in the
Oh,
dark.
for real?
What? There you go. That's your thing,
The
man. T.
bubbles glow in the
Ooh,
dark.
you know, Bobby.
I don't
Oh,
know
that
if
goes to the
you
dog.
can
Oh,
tell.
forget about it. Forget about
Wow,
it.
I've never
Let me
seen
see.
those, man. That's crazy.
They
Yeah.
just came
So
out. They
those are
just came out.
those are limited or what? What's the story behind those?
It was they called Ducks of a Feather. They came out they actually came out on GOAT. But
Like them
they'll
kicks.
drop, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, that's fire.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, that's
That is
fire.
Yeah.
cool. That's pretty
They
cool.
had that color and they had what? What's the other
They
color?
had
Like a
this was the
iridescent?
thunder.
The thunder.
This was the thunder,
Right.
lightning, then they had a
Storm.
storm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
cool.
yeah.
I like that theme. That's a cool theme. Wow, those look nice, man.
Yeah.
Word.
They're clean. And this was my favorite pair, but it's like a green 3M.
Yeah, that's fire.
Wow.
So like
That's fire.
that's all
Yep.
3M.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I didn't know those came out. That's totally new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Wow.
came out like you said, Air Max Day.
Air Max
Came
Day.
out around Air Max
Yeah.
Day.
That's
Yeah, man.
pretty nice. That is pretty nice.
So yeah,
So
those are my
I was
latest pickups.
so T, I was telling Hop about doing a collab episode between our shows because we got
Would
two
love
guests and
that.
two guests over
Would
here,
love that.
and some of the things we're trying to work out is the technology part because from what I understand, we can only stream live on one channel if we're doing like two channels. So, anyways, details to come. For those of you who are watching, we're gonna try to do a collab episode, retro
100%.
forum, Kickstory podcast,
Would
going
love that.
together. So
It would be
hopefully
an
we can do
honor.
that soon.
It would be
Oh
an
So
yeah,
if
honor.
you
without
guys
that.
have any technology tips, if you guys out there that are watching have any technology tips how to simulcast live on YouTube, let us know. Reach out to us because I want to try to figure this
You
out
know
for
what?
us.
You know what? You know what? I'm going to connect with Area 13 because he does this consistent simulcast of Area 13 kick. So Bobby, I'll connect with Area 13 just to get a little bit more details in that so we can make it happen.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Area,
Yeah.
if you're watching, salute to you.
Mario the
Mario, what's going
stores.
on, guys?
Peace, brother.
Jordan Penny, Barkley, Griffey. There you go. Jordan Penny, Barkley, Griffey. That's a nice lineup. I like that lineup.
100%. 100%.
Mount
Mount Rush. I
Rush.
respect
There you
that.
go.
Yep.
Very cool, man.
Shout out to
All
This
right.
is awesome,
people in the
guys.
chat, man. I can't see the chat. My thing is stopped. I don't know why, but man, appreciate everybody coming through,
Yes.
man,
Thank you.
and checking us out.
Yes. And Hop, like I mentioned, this is a year in the making, and we appreciate you just showing some love. We just talking about the love and history of your Kickstory, right? And what got you into the passion of sneakers and culture in general. So just want to say gratitude. Thank you again, brother.
Now,
Appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all having me on, man. I ain't nobody special, man. I'm just a regular guy that likes kicks. So anytime somebody asks me to come on, man, it's greatly appreciated, man. Because
Yes, sir.
we got our own story, on how we
100%.
came into the game, man, and each one is different. You know what I mean? And but we all have one common likeness. You know what I'm saying? And it's the kicks, the love for the kicks, man. So
100%.
like I said, I
100%.
appreciate y'all having me on, man, and y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Y'all got a dope thing going.
Appreciate
So,
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
see y'all have some dope guests on too, man. But
Thank
uh,
you.
check me and my brother Blackout on Retro Talk Forum, man, on YouTube and on Instagram.
Right.
Um, underscore Hop 18 for me and Black BAA for him. And if you get a chance, man, come check us out, man. Black controls pretty much the Instagram page, and he posts a lot of dope
Yeah,
stuff, man. So
you do.
um,
Very cool.
y'all get a
What,
chance, man. Y'all go check us out, man, on YouTube. We normally do YouTube lives on Tuesdays.
Okay.
So yeah, if y'all get a chance, man, y'all come through and check us out. Like I said, I can't see the chat. I don't know who's in there, but I appreciate everybody coming in and taking this time to spend on this Saturday evening.
Mm.
Listening to me. You know what I'm saying, and my guys right here, the Kickstory crew. So
Thank you.
appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all again, man.
Yes,
and
sir.
guys, real quick, as you heard, Hop, make sure to subscribe to his channels. Go on YouTube, go on Instagram, like, notify, follow, subscribe, do all those good things. And of course, the same for us as well. Go to kickstreetpodcast.com. Follow all of our channels, follow our journey. Go check out our latest episode on YouTube.
Thank
We
you.
release new episodes every week. Sometimes it's Mondays, sometimes it's Wednesdays, but depending on the week. But so far, we've been doing new episodes every week. Thank you guys for the support. Hop, thank you once again for
Yes,
joining us. Make
sir.
sure to follow everyone on this Brady Bunch TV screen that you have right now. And thank you guys for
Yes, sir.
watching. Go T, anything you want to add?
Nothing, man. Just happy Sunday. Congrats to the Connecticut Huskies. Hop, I saw through your rear view that the Connecticut women's
They
just
ended up
won
winning. Yeah.
they just
Okay.
won the NCAA championship.
Oh, nice.
Looking forward to Paige Beckers in the WNBA. Right, I think she's going to be real impactful. So congrats. Looking forward to the Florida Houston. Did you guys see that
Who y'all
Duke
got?
game?
Dude, that game,
Who you got?
yes.
Who you
That
got?
game was crazy.
I just read that the Houston players all ran 5-minute miles the entire team. So I respect that's hard. So
Yeah.
I respect that hustle. They're all in great shape. They look well coached. We all know who the coach is, right? Legendary. I'm going for H Town.
Okay.
There you
Nice.
go.
Nice. I think Florida, they got a good squad.
They
You know, I'm
do.
from the South, so I'm any team from the SEC in my opinion.
Good
But
point.
the one thing that I have seen Florida do, they tire their players, they tire the other team out.
Right.
So you
Yeah,
saying that the Houston squad is in shape, man, I think it's gonna be a good match. I mean, both
I think
games
so.
yesterday were real good games.
yes,
You
Amazing.
know what I mean? They were real good games. So I think this is gonna be a real good matchup.
yes,
I think
yes,
it's
yes.
gonna
I
be a good
agree.
matchup. So I'm
I
looking
I
forward
noticed
to
the Duke players were like drenching in freaking sweat, dude. They were like
it.
drenched at towards the end, and like
They
you said, they
scored
kept them running.
one field goal in the last 10 minutes of the game.
That's crazy. Yeah, great
Come on
Yeah.
now.
game, great
Come
game,
on now.
great game.
Yeah.
Fun to watch.
But all right, fellas. Once again, happy Sunday. Everyone remain safe, right? Have a great upcoming week. Hop, we appreciate you again.
Thank
We
y'all,
will
bro.
we will keep the energy flowing with our collab episode. Keep you guys posted there. Check all channels out and be safe, guys. Much love.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace, guys.
Check out. Y'all be safe.
Thank you.